NFL football fans, it is time once again for another episode of the PFIve, that is Pro Football Insiders 5 things to know about your favorite NFL teams. Today, we are going to talk about a very interesting team in the NFC West. It's the Arizona Cardinals. Jonathan Gannon's team was a third-place team last year. They were 8-9, but doubled their win total after being 4-13 the year before. So things are looking up in the Valley of the Sun. This team thinks that they can make a move, and with everything going on in the West, well, you never know. It's absolutely possible. Let's go ahead and think about what can happen with your Arizona Cardinals. We're going to take a look at the top 5 things to know about the Redbirds in football. Number 1, this team made a huge upgrade on the defensive line because it was nothing but weakness. It was a dreadful performance. They need to get pressure. They need to get to the quarterback. They brought in some veterans. Now, Josh Sweat, a former Pro Bowler, he's a veteran of 9.5 sacks in the NFL. He is here for the Arizona Cardinals, along with Stalwart, a guy that is going to be going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame someday. Calais Campbell is back where he started in 2008 with the Arizona Cardinals, and they bring in a great presence up front in the middle as a tackle. In the defensive trenches, it's Dalvin Tomlinson. Now, they also brought in somebody with their first-round pick, a wide load, a big guy, a guy from Ole Miss that they really think could take up a lot of space. It's Walter Nolan, so he comes in as well. Look for fortunes to turn around with the defensive line in Phoenix. Let's talk about number 2. Old Reliable is back, and this is a guy that if you're not very familiar with, then either you don't play fantasy football or you just don't pay attention to anything going on with the Arizona Cardinals. But Old Reliable James Conner is still there. Now, James Conner is 30 years old. He's a guy that was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 2018 when they picked up TJ Watt, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Josh Dobbs, all in that great draft of theirs. Now, James Conner is a guy that they let go. And he's a guy that they're regretting letting go. And the Arizona Cardinals have definitely benefited from back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons by Conner. 1,094 last year, but he also caught 47 passes for 414 yards. That means total yards. He was over 1,500 for this team. He is a workhorse. Yes, he's getting up there in age, football age at 30, but the cancer survivor is a winner, and he is going to be spelled by running back Troy Benson as well. But know that you have something special when James Conner is back in your backfield. Number 3, Kyler Murray. Now, here's a guy 2 years removed from surgery. The 2019 number 1 overall pick is still a mainstay of the franchise. However, there's some question on how his durability is, how he could hold up, and if he's ever going to be the superstar that they first imagined. Now, he's looking to get back to being a dual threat quarterback. Remember that knee surgery that he had just a couple years ago. He's finally getting back. His running has not been superb. He's only averaging 4.4 yards a carry, which is low for a quarterback. Kyler Murray does have some weapons to throw to, and that's something we're going to talk about in number 4 and number 5. Number 4, they need a breakout season from Marvin Harrison Jr. But here's a funny thing. In his rookie season, a lot of people talked about him being a disappointment, which I don't quite understand. The man had 885 yards and 8 touchdowns for the Cardinals last season in his very first year. Maybe it's expectations from being an Ohio State receiver. Maybe it's because of his dad being an NFL Hall of Famer. But Marvin Harrison, if they get an even better season than 885 yards and 8 TDs, then they're going to have a star on their hands. Look out for number 18 breaking away in 2025 in year number 2. Now, the other receiver that we're going to talk about, he's a pass catcher, he's a tight end. It's no other than Trey McBride. He is one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. He just doesn't have that sexy name that you know about, but pretty soon he's going to. Trey McBride had 111 receptions last year, 1,146 yards, and he's looking to grow to even more. Now, when you're talking about great tight ends in the league, you're still talking about Travis Kelce. You're now talking about Brock Bowers. But this guy, Trey McBride, is something special, and he is just going to rack up catches, rack up yards in the National Football League and for the Arizona Cardinals. What's the outlook on the season? Well, you have the Seattle Seahawks that may be trending downward. You have two teams in the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers who are favorites. However, there's some concern about injuries there to playmakers. Now, in San Francisco, the wide receivers are a mess. Brandon Ayuk is injured. You also have an injury from Jawan Jennings as well. Your leading receiver right now is a guy in Ricky Pearsall who was shot last season as a rookie. So with that being said, there's some major concern about pieces around the quarterback, Brock Purdy. And also, how far back is Christian McCaffrey? So that's a question you got to look at there. So they are a team that can be gotten. Now, the Los Angeles Rams, their biggest concern right now is the back of their quarterback. Matthew Stafford is injured. They do not know when he is coming back. They're not expecting him back this week in practices against the Dallas Cowboys, maybe next week against the Los Angeles Chargers. But Jonathan Gannon's team in Arizona has a chance to make a run here and go from third to first. This is a very interesting team. Stranger things have happened. If that defensive line is cleaned up, even though they didn't make many changes on the offense, they feel that they have the team to get it done. This could be a very fascinating race in the AFC West. Thanks for listening to the PFIve. My name is Bryan Anthony Davis. We will see you next time. And as always, we've got 2 words for you, and that's Go Football.